What if the guilt you carry is the only thing still convincing you that you're broken? That single question changes everything, because guilt is not proof of wrongdoing. It is the last defense of a self that never truly existed. Right now, can you feel its familiar weight? A subtle tightening, a whisper behind the eyes, a breath that stays high and shallow. That is guilt wearing its quietest, most convincing mask. The course keeps returning to one radiant fact in countless gentle ways. Guilt is not truth. It is invented. It is learned, and it can be released. Let those words settle like warm light on cold water. Guilt is not truth. It is invented. It is learned, and it can be released. The mind loves to revisit finished scenes it has already condemned. A sharp word spoken in haste, a silence that felt cruel, a choice made under fear or exhaustion. Each return adds new layers of shame, slow-motion replays, magnified expressions, consequences that grow heavier with time. Yet every one of those moments was only a temporary wave moving through form, confusion wearing a body, sleepwalking through identification with limitation. The wave is not the ocean. The photograph of the cloud cannot permanently mark the sky. The appearance was never the truth of who you are. Guilt rarely stands alone. It almost always borrows another person to play judge, victim, or disappointed witness. I hurt them. They'll never forgive me. I failed someone who mattered. What if their pain or withdrawal is also passing through their own learned lens of separation and guilt? What if both of you, for a little while, are dreaming the same dream of fragile, fallible selves that can truly wound or be wounded? When you stop treating their response as final proof of your guilt, the whole case quietly collapses for lack of evidence. Guilt cannot live in the actual now. It always needs borrowed time. It either drags a past event forward to re-sentence it, or projects a future self who will be exposed or punished. In this breath, is guilt really happening? Or is mind simply time-traveling to a moment that no longer exists, or to a consequence that has not arrived? Strip away the past and future stories. What remains is only this open instant, without history, without verdict, without power to condemn. Guilt is never automatic. It is always a quiet choice, usually unconscious, to believe a thought instead of resting as the awareness that sees the thought. In this breath, you can choose again. Not through effort or perfection. Simply notice the accusing voice and ask softly inside, do I want to believe this? Or would I rather know peace? The honest question alone is often enough to turn the mind toward light. Innocence is not something you earn, deserve, or achieve. You do not become innocent through apologies, good deeds, or spiritual milestones. Innocence is what shines when every idea of guilt is recognized as imagination. It was never harmed. It was never stained. It was only temporarily veiled, like sunlight covered by passing clouds that never touched the sun itself. When guilt loses its grip, even briefly, the mind frequently becomes spacious in a way that feels almost surprising. Colors appear softer and brighter. Sounds arrive with more roundness. The chest feels able to hold more sky. That quiet ease is not a prize for being virtuous. It is simply what remains when the false accuser has left the room. You are not guilty. You never were. You are innocent. Right now, always have been, always will be. No task remains. No self needs rebuilding. No debt needs paying. Just this gentle invitation. The next time guilt arrives, meet it without offering belief. Give it no story to wear, and watch how quickly a visitor that receives no nourishment loses interest and fades. Thank you for staying with this long, patient looking. If anything inside softened or felt lighter, even for a moment, consider subscribing so the next gentle step finds you. And if this quiet space feels like home, the Ko-fi link below is open. Any gesture is received with deep gratitude, though your presence here is already the greatest support this work could ask for. May the simple knowing, I am already innocent, rest with you today, not as something to remember, but as the atmosphere you already breathe. Until next time, rest here.